Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to English class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be dealing with the 7th chapter from your English first flight book, that is Glimpses of India. Students, as I told you that there are 3 stories given in this chapter, and in the previous video I was dealing with the first story, that is A Baker from Goa. So, before I continue with the explanation of the story, let me revise what I had explained in the previous video. So, I told you about the importance, about the relevance, about the significance of bread in Goa, in the Goan culture. I told you that the author remembers his elders nostalgically remembering about bread making, about the good old Portuguese days. That means this shows their love for bread. When the Portuguese were ruling, when Goa was under the control of Portuguese, that time this bread making culture started, and from that time it is popular even today. The elders as well as the youngers, everybody in Goa loves bread. In every occasion, bread is considered very important. The children loved the bangle shaped bread. As I told you in the previous video, that children longed for bangle. As I told you in the previous video, that the children longed for the bangle shaped bread, which was very sweet, which was very tasty. And the normal bread, the normal loaves of bread were for the elders, for the other people. But the children, they really loved, they were very much attracted towards that bangle shaped bread. The author says that the eaters of bread have gone, but the makers of bread are still there. That means the mixers, the molders, the bakers. And I told you that bakers in Goa are called as peders. Alright, they are called as peders, and whenever they came to sell bread, they had a bamboo stick, a bamboo shaft in their hand, and from that shaft a jhang jhang sound could be produced, so that everybody could be aware of that the bakers have come, and if so, everybody would come and buy the loaves of bread. So that was basically an alarm for the people, and hearing that jhang jhang sound, that thud and jingle sound, everybody could really come and buy bread. And hearing that sound, the poet says, and hearing that sound, the author says that in the morning as the peders came, they made that thud and jingle, and because of that sound, the author used to wake up and ran towards the peders in order to get the bangle shaped bread. Then the author also said that basically the loaves of bread were bought by the maid servants of the house, who were called as the paskins or the baskins. And then further the author said that whenever the peders came, they used to very politely and warmly greet the lady of the house, and then they used to sell their bread to the lady or the servant, whosoever came to buy bread. So till here I have already explained you, and now I will be continuing from here. Alright, so let us continue with this story. So as I told you that children were very much excited whenever they heard that jingling sound, that thud sound, or that jhang jhang that was made by the bamboo shaft. They used to run to the peders, but they were not allowed to buy bread. Why? Because that was basically bought by the servants or the lady of the house, and the servants or the elders, they used to push aside the children in order to buy the loaves. But the children, they didn't give up. They were so excited to buy bread that they didn't give up, even though they got scolding from the elders and the servants of the house. So what did they do? The children used to climb the bench or the railing to peep into the basket of the paiders. See, whenever I use this word paiders, please keep in mind that bakers in Goa are called as paiders. So this shows the love of people towards bread, how much excited the people were whenever the paiders came to sell their bread. The poet can still recall the fragrance of those loaves. The loaves were for the elders, and the bangle shaped bread was for the children. So even the fragrance he could easily remember, he could easily recall that sweet fragrance of the loaves. Alright. Then the author further says that time the children, including he himself, they didn't care to brush their teeth because, no, I am saying again. Further, the author says that time the children, including himself, they did not even care to brush their teeth or wash their mouth. That time they used to pluck the mango leaf for cleaning their mouth or for cleaning their tongue. So the author says that why to do such hard work, why to do all this? A tiger never brushed his teeth. So in a very humorous way, the author says that why to do all this labor, hard work, why to do all this? This is not needed at all. A tiger also never brushed his teeth. So why shall we brush our teeth? No need to do all this. So you know that they thought that the hot tea could clean everything up in the mouth. So why to do this hard work? They will just drink the hot tea, and from that the mouth can be cleaned. So he is saying in a very humorous manner. After that, students, further the author describes about the significance of bread in marriages, in rituals. He further says that time marriages were incomplete without bowl. Now what is bowl? Bowl means big bread. As you can see the image also, big bread is called as bowl in Goa. So the poet says, in order to indicate the significance and importance of bread, that time marriages were actually incomplete without this bowl. And you know, in the party also bread was also, students, the author says that a party was incomplete, it was worthless or meaningless without bread. For example, if you go to a birthday party now and if cake will not be there, that means something is incomplete, something is missing. So similarly, that time also a party was meaningless, worthless or incomplete without the presence, without the existence of bread. So this shows the importance of bread or the importance of baker in the village. Who will bake the cake or who will bake the bread? The baker will prepare or bake the bread. So this is showing the importance, the worth of baker in the Goan culture, in the Goa village. Alright. Also, the lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. That means for the engagement or wedding purpose also, the lady of the house has to definitely prepare bread. I'm saying again. Also the author says that time the lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. That means for marriages also bread is important, for any type of party also bread is important, and for engagement purpose also bread is very important, is considered very important. So for the engagement purpose, the lady of the house has to prepare sandwiches, and sandwiches are made with bread. So this is showing in the importance of bread. The author further says that cakes and bolhinas were also very important for Christmas and other festivals. Now, what is the meaning of bolhinas? Bolhinas means, or it is a Now, what is the meaning of bolinas? See, bolinas is the other or another name of coconut cookies. So, this shows the importance of food. For the Goan people, in the Goan culture, food is considered very important, and even now it is considered very important. So, this shows that the baker's furnace is absolutely essential. It is very important, because where will the cake be baked? From where? So, students, this shows the baker. So, the baker's furnace is considered very important. It has a very important place in the Goan culture. If furnace will not be there, then where cake will be baked, where bread will be baked, how cookies will be made. So, furnaces are considered very important in the Goan culture. Alright, I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now, students, we shall be discussing about the dress of the bakers, about their dress code. So, let me tell you that there are basically two dress codes. First, for the bakers during the Portuguese, when Portuguese were ruling Goa, and second, when Portuguese were not there. That means second is when the author was small. So, during that time, Now, students, let us discuss about the dress code of the bakers. What type of dress did they wear during that time? So, students, when it comes to the dress code, there are two types of dresses that were worn by the bakers. First, by the bakers during the Portuguese time. When the Portuguese were ruling Goa, that time the dress was different, and when the Portuguese were not there, the dress of the bakers were different. So, first let me tell you the dress worn by the bakers during the rule of Portuguese. So, students, that time the bakers, they wore a peculiar dress, a strange dress, and in Goa it was called as kabai that time. It was called as kabai. It was a single piece long frock till knees. So, till knees, as you can see in the picture also. So, this dress was worn by the paiders, that means the bakers in Goa, and this dress is called as kabai. Alright, so this is a dress that was worn by the bakers during the Portuguese rule. Now, let us see the another dress that was worn by the bakers when Portuguese were not there. So, during that time, the bakers wore a shirt and trouser which was shorter than the full length and longer than half pants. As you can see, 3/4, what you call as 3/4. So, this was the trouser, this was the length of the trouser, and the bakers used to wear a shirt. So, this was the dress code, this was the attire of the paiders in Goa. Alright. And you know, students, even today, if any person wears such kind of attire, then that person is easily compared to a baker. That means this shows the importance of baker in the Goan culture, how important the bakers were, as well as their attire. This shows their, no, till there only. You know, students, the bakers, they usually recorded their, or they usually collected their bills at the end of the month, and the accounts were recorded on some wall in the house with a pencil. This shows that they were not using pen paper to record the accounts, to calculate the accounts. They did everything on the wall with a pencil. That means everything was very simple and smooth. It was not at all complex, and it was not at all complex. क्या था वो word? I'm saying it again. You know, students, that time the bakers usually collected their bills at the end of the month, and the accounts were recorded on some wall in the house with a pencil. That means very simply they used to manage all the accounts work. It was very simple. It was not at all complex and complicated. So very easily they used to record everything on the wall, and at the end of the month they used to collect the bills. All right. You know, students, in the old days, baking was a very profitable profession, and the family of a baker never starved. Starved means die out of hunger. That is called starvation. So that time baking was a very profitable business, and the baker, his family, and as well as his servants, they always looked very happy. They always looked very happy and wealthy, since baking was a profitable business. And you know, that time the bakers, they had a plump physique. Now what do you understand by a plump physique? Plump means fat and healthy. When a person is very rich, when a person is very happy, automatically the weight of that person is increased. It is often said. It is not 100% true, but it is often said that when a person is very happy, when the person is glowing, then the weight of that person also increases. So plump physique here refers to fat and healthy. Since they were very happy, since their business, since they were doing well in the business, so that is why their physique was also growing. They were quite fat. And you know, even today, any person with a jackfruit like physique or appearance is easily compared to a baker. Now what do you understand by jackfruit? I think if you have not seen jackfruit, you can see here, this is a jackfruit. It is a big fruit. So big fruit means a big body, a healthy body, a fat body. So that is why a person even today with a jackfruit like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker or a pader. So I hope all the points related to this chapter are clear to everybody. The story is clear to everybody. I have explained all the points that were given in this story. So let me just summarize this. Students, this chapter resembles the significance of bread in the Goan culture. Any festival, any marriage, any ritual was incomplete without bread. And in this chapter we have discussed different types of bread. For example, for the elders, normal loaves were used, loaves of bread were used. For the younger people, for the children, bangled shaped breads were there, which was very tasty and sweet. Then for marriages, the bread that was used was called as bol. It was used in the marriages. Then in case of any engagement or something, then the lady of that house had to prepare sandwiches. Then in case of Christmas or any other festivals, cakes or bolinas were used. They were compulsory, they were very much essential. As I told you that bolinas is another name of coconut cookies. So this shows the importance of bread in the Goan culture. In the Goan culture, any festival, any occasion, any party without bread was incomplete, was worthless. The people really enjoyed eating loaves of bread. The elders, the children, everybody, they loved the bread. Alright. So, and I also told you that bread making was a very profitable business. Even though the eaters, the ancient eaters, they have gone, but the makers of bread are still there in Goa. The people who used to bake bread in the ancient time, they are not present, but their children are continuing the family profession. They are engaged in that family profession and they are doing very, very well in that profession. So I hope all the important points related to this chapter are clear to everybody. So students, in the next video, I shall be moving towards the next story, that is Coorg, which is a district in Karnataka. Till then, thank you so much and I'll see you in the next video. Stay connected, stay smiling and please revise your lessons well. Thank you.